All right, Shalom. Call Loyum. La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Shalom to you fellow laborers out there doing the work in truth and in sincerity. Shalom to the few Akwatim that believe as well. A hearty shalom to you other laborers and believers that are scattered throughout the face of the earth, whether you be among the heathen and like the heathen, which are speckled bird Israelites, to the whole household of faith, which is the elect. I want to say shalom. Back at you with another quick Lord willing edifying lesson, and I'm going to jump right into it. You know, this video right here, as we know, the ports are experiencing turbulence as far as, they're looking shaky, man. They're looking very slim. I got a couple of clips about the ports. You know, as we know, the ports are experiencing a 35% drop. I mean, you can do your own research. I'm gonna play a video that goes into it, but they plan to, they're basically downplaying it in some media outlets, but a 35% drop in goods is a huge drop, okay? And at the same time, you got workers losing their jobs. So without any further ado, I want to say fair use, fair use. Of course, my videos are not monetized, just only for education and edification, all right? Only, all right, which, that edification and education is coming from the Holy Bible, all right, the Holy Scriptures. So let's get into it, and the Lord willing, you're edified.
This is the week that our local ports say they're going to start to see a big drop in imports, and it's because of the president's tariffs. NBC4's Brittany Hope live in San Pedro this morning with a look at how this will ultimately impact you at home, especially when we're out shopping, right, Brittany? Good morning.
Yes, good morning, everyone. So it's kind of a supply and demand thing, right? If there's less supply, less product coming into the ports because companies aren't buying as many goods from China, there's less goods, and that makes prices going up. Now, there's another...
Which is called what? It's called hyperinflation. Right? Your purchasing power is going to drop very low. Right? Because what that does, or what hyperinflation does, is it'll cause whatever you're buying, it can cost 2, 3, 4 times or more the cost of what you was originally paying for. So say you was buying some toothpaste, it was probably $6, a tube. It can become $20 a tube. $30 a tube. Who knows? But that's how hyperinflation works, though. You can buy a pack of chicken for, $10. Now it's $40. Or tissue. Get a nice value pack, double rolls, 2 and 3 rolls, the jumbo rolls. You probably bought it for like $12. Probably get 6 large rolls. Now it's $48 due to low inventory. This is what's coming. Everything going to shoot up. These tariffs are affecting even your farmers. All right, these tariffs are affecting every sect of the job market and consumer market. It says, let's play a little bit.
Perspective for that as well. There are thousands of truck drivers who live and work in our region. We have Helen here, who is one of the port truck drivers. Helen, thank you for being with us. She's been here with us for a few hours now. You might have seen her at 5:30. I want to talk to you a little bit about your job and your fear this week, especially as those tariffs are really starting to hit at the port.
Yeah, so definitely the fact that no more ships are going to come in with loads, and also those ships are not taking out any loads. That means that there will be no work for us to do, and that will definitely affect us economically.
What have the conversations?
And it's going to hit them hard. It's going to hit them hard. You know, she's probably it's probably an Iskarite woman. You know, she could be of the Southern Kingdom too, because a lot of the tribes would be, you know, getting together out there out west. But you know, she look like a Iskarite woman. A lot of them jobs out there be taken up by Issachar, you know, because that's really their territory or land before Esau came over here. But you know, she's telling you, hey, a lot of things going to stop because why? Those goods are not coming in. So a lot of truckers can lose their jobs. The ports and the trucks work hand in hand. It's like the heart with the blood vessels or veins, all right, and arteries, man. You need both. All right, I forget which one to return and which one the one that pumps out to the different limbs of the body, but that's how trucking and shipping ports work. Okay, they depend on each other. When shipping ports come, the shipping ports bring the cargoes in, and the trucks being loaded allows ships to be depleted of its goods, and for the next ship to get in there and get unloaded. And if you have multiple ships out there in the water just waiting, like it happened during the pandemic, we had the bottleneck, and then the ships that were here at the ports, they were just stopped automatically because that was the elites doing that. But the bottleneck was all the way from the Panama Canal, all right, to the west or western ports, because that's the most important ports out here. You got ports on both sides, or all sides really, besides like north, but you have ports, shipping ports on the east, shipping ports in the west and the south, or the Gulf states. Okay, so you got shipping ports on, you know, on those three, east, west, and south. Okay, so it's very important that these shipping ports continuously flow. But if they're not flowing, that's going to happen. Happen to have a great effect. All right, on the storehouses or the you know, distribution houses is another word for it. And I throw it out there because it's used for what? Storing goods. When you look it up, okay. Let's go a little further. Let me get some precepts.
Conversation's been like with you. Her husband's also a truck driver, but at work are we still going to have jobs? I mean, what is that like?
So definitely brings an uncertainty for everybody because we don't know what's going to happen. Definitely a lot of people are going to start losing their jobs, are going to start getting laid off. In the case for myself and my husband, there won't be any income coming in if we both get laid off. If he doesn't have work, if I don't have work, if I have another brother who's also a port truck driver, if his work goes down, so he's going to lose a job, and he has a family too. So many of us are very worried that we're going to lose a job and then we're going to be unemployed.
And this week, about a third.
And they're worried about that, but they're not worried about the will of the Lord. So you Israelites out there, man, you're going to get jacked up, man. You're going to get jacked up. Okay? And when you look at, I mentioned the Panama Canal is likened to like Maktish. All right, what you go to here in Zephaniah 1:11 says, how the inhabitants of Maktish, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. Now, I use this precept because Maktish, when you go into the history, it was known to be a known route for goods, right? Look at this. See here. See if I can find it. See, you got the other features. Archaeological sites, including remnants of ancient trade routes and settlements, are also found within Maktish Ramon. Because you look at what was going on. There's a lot of goods flowing through or traveling through that area. See? Let's see here. If I can look at the map. And see, it says Israel. See, it say Israel. But I want to get a map. Let's get a map of it. See? Now, when you look at the map, I think it says the sea right here or water right here. Let me find it. Because the Panama Canal, which, you know, Babylon controls all this shit. But the Panama Canal is likened to Maktish because it's a important key route for the flow of goods. Okay? Let me see. Let me see here. Let's go here. I forget, man, Salakia. Because it was like it's a water that's by it, and then this particular route, it's like a land route where they would travel through a narrow passage, but it was a quick traveling route. Anyways, I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. You can look it up yourself, but there was a lot of goods again flowing through this area, man. You know? Let's see here. Yeah, a lot of goods flow through this area or through this route. Okay? So that was on point because that's actually that was actually a good right here. The features. This was actually on point. When you go into history, it says including remnants of ancient trade routes and settlements. Okay? You can if you know how to maneuver this passage, you can because it's south of Israel. Okay, it's south of Israel, which I believe that leads to if I ain't mistaken, around the river Euphrates, man. Let me see here. You know, and I'm just doing this because to show you. All right, Arden. This is Nahar Ramon and Nahar Arden training systems. Two rivers. Okay. Let's see what large river. What's large river? Yes, Jordan. Okay. I knew I was. All right. So the Jordan River. All right, the Jordan River. Okay. So basically, and as you know, Jordan River is connected to other larger rivers, including the Euphrates. But the point is, it was a good travel route for goods, man. Okay. And you notice it said settlements there. With settlements there, meaning what? You have people that actually sell it right there, because if you got goods that's flowing through that region or that route, you're gonna have people selling different things. It may be food, what have you. All right. Like today, you go to the shipping ports. There's hotels, there's restaurants, there's coffee shops, what have you. That's around the shipping ports. Okay, just like Panama. Panama is a good example of having many merchants alone just in that area, because of the shipping passage through the Panama Canal. So when they have the lodge and things like that, the shipping crews, they spend their money for food, whatever. All right, food, overnight stay. And they can be there for days on end, depending on the time of their load or their shipment. Okay, so that's what's going on, man. Okay, that's what's going on. Let's go now to the book of Ecclesiastes. I wanted to grab that just to give you an idea, all right, of what's going on. All right, it's good to know geographical location. Okay, because like I said, Moctish in Panama is like this. It's like the same kind of importance. All right, it's just a key route for transporting goods. So this is Ecclesiastes 12:1, because remember, she said what? The shipping port is going to stop, and guess what? Her and her husband and her brother, her brother or her brother-in-law, can lose their jobs. And she was like, she got a family, her and her husband. They both work there, and her brother or brother-in-law has a family as well that he supports through those shipping or trucking jobs, man. So Ecclesiastes 12. I'll start at 1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. And it's like it's fucking MLMs in the parking lot. Morons. Let them go out, Salakia. So, as I was saying, let me just read this. Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Right, and the evil days are upon us. All right, evil meaning what? Bad times. All right, so evil days, bad days, or dangerous days are upon us, because why? Jacob's time of trouble, all right, is upon you tribes. That was an Israelite woman in this video that was talking about her job and her husband's job and her brother's job. See? And we've been telling you for the longest that, hey, Jacob's time of trouble involves, you tribes having trouble, man. See, when you lose your job and there's nothing else, all right, to look forward to, as far as you having a job, can't support your family. Now you're put in a desperate mind state. All right, it's like a desperate mind state where you have to go into your survival mode. And many of our people don't know how to survive because you've been conditioned to live in these cities. Some of our people know how to survive, but many of you don't. Because most of our people depend on these jobs to feed or collect goods. Because you work your job pays you, every week or every 2 weeks. And then you take your money, then you go and buy your goods. Versus ancient times, you would go out and collect your own goods when you go out in the world, as far as men. But now you just gotta punch a clock these days in this society. And you only get pennies on the dollar. So let's go back here. Verse 2, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Because why? The destruction is going to come, man. Those missiles coming over to take this place out, it's going to blind out the light, man. All right? In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, right? The grinders represents the workers, man. See? You're looking at a significant drop in grinders or workers. There's a lot of truckers, man. from major fleets to small family-owned fleets, and in between. And what's going on really, as these elites are really taking out these smaller players, man. Widening that wealthy and poverty gap. The wealthier getting the wealthy getting wealthier, and the poor getting more poor. You know, it's all by design. But guess what? When that MOTB come out, now we're on the equal playing field, because now it ain't gonna matter if you got riches, man. You know, let's continue. Verse 4, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and it says, and all the doors of music shall be brought low. So, and the sound of grinding is low, meaning what? The work. When you read the NLT, it says, remember him before the door to life's opportunities is closed and the sound of work fades. That's exactly what this Latin tribe woman was talking about. Work is getting ready to fade for those shipping port workers and the shipping port truckers, man. And it's only going to trickle down. It's only going to trickle down, man. Like I said, from the shipping ports to the storehouses, man. You know, and it's like that precept keep coming out, you know, but I'm going to bring it out again, man. Because this is what's going on. This is a thing of repetition anyway, so hey, it is what it is, man. We got to give the warning, man. 2nd Esdras 6:22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall be suddenly found empty. That's what's coming, man. That's what's coming. The storehouses, all right, which is what? A building used for storing goods. That could be metals, that could be tech, that could be agriculture, with the, wood industry, automotive industry. All sectors of the job market and everything depend on these shipping ports. And 35% decrease is a major hit. When you look at it, okay? When you look at it, right? Let's see here. If I can get it real quick, 35%. Let me see, 35% loss of port goods. Let me see here, it's a little news. Look at this. Check this out. See what we got here. Yep. Says we are at a critical. This is courtesy of ABC 7 LA, Los Angeles. It says we are at a critical point at the port of Long Beach. We have an expectation of reduced business somewhere in the neighborhood of 35%. Could be as much as 40% in the coming months due to tariff uncertainty, said Mario Cordero, the CEO of Port of Long Beach. So, hey man, this is look at this. Those who work on the docks and truckers are mainly paid by the hour, and fewer ships coming in means less work. So that speaks directly to what I read in Ecclesiastes 12. The sound of grinding is low, man. The workers are low, man. Okay? The sound of work fades. You know? That's why the scripture say, arise and depart, for this is not your rest. For all you Israelites out there, man, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American people, this place is getting ready to be destroyed. The plagues are hitting this place. You know? It says, there's a no-win situation in trade war. You have 145% tax on products coming from China. Cordero said, on the other hand, the impact of U.S. exporters, they're subject to 125% tax on exports that go to China. So in both situations, the to and from are going to impact both countries in terms of their respective economies. Now, it's going to hit America worse because America solely depends on its imports. All the jobs been shipped overseas. You know, if there's jobs here in America, guess what? The materials they use are coming through these shipping ports. You know, and once they can't order and then get that same product, you know, within days or a week or so, then what happens? You know, and the reason being because it's not coming in no more, as far as, you know, more and more of that same said material or goods, man. You know, so we're witnessing, you know, perilous times that's ahead. Perilous means troublesome or dangerous. You know. In fact, let me get this real quick. In fact, let's go to the blue letter. This is the blue letter. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel 33, and I'll read verse. I'll read verses 1. All right. Matter of fact, let's go here. Let's go to Ezekiel 2. Let's get this first. Ezekiel 2 and starting at verse 9. And when I looked, behold, and hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. And he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe. Right, because that's what's coming to Babylon the Great, which is America. You're going to see people out here mourning and lamenting and being destroyed, man. Why? Because the Lord is bringing judgment, all right, upon this place. Let me see something. Yep. This is Isaiah 19. Let's see. I'll start at verse 15. It says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. In that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. See? So it says, neither shall there be any work in Egypt. Egypt is America. Again, Revelation 11 and 8. I spiritually saw him in Egypt, man. And the work is already fading before your very eyes. Why do you think people can't get a job like that no more? Look how long people are in these unemployment lines, and look how long they're waiting to get an interview, let alone to get a fucking job. You know. So we're watching the work of Egypt come to naught, which is a good sign. If you believe in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, that's a good sign, because why? You're looking forward to the kingdom. You're hastening the day of our Lord. See, most of our people out here, they just bugged out. They looking forward to a fucking paycheck to try to build some type of future in this place. You know, ain't no future here in America. Because in the near future, hey, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is going to destroy this place, man. That's what's coming. That nuclear destruction is coming. See? And the only ones going to escape out of this nuclear destruction is the ones that believe and their works show their belief or faith. You know? The rest are going to perish, man. 2nd Esdras 9 and verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved from what? The destruction that's coming, man. The Lord is smiting Egypt with plagues as before, man. The Lord systematically brought down old Egypt. Same way he's doing spiritual Egypt, systematically bringing it down on all sides. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed. See? The combination of faith and works, right? Verse 8, shall be preserved from the said perils, all right, and shall see my salvation in my land. Then you're going to be delivered, man, and within my borders. For I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. That's the elect, man. That's the elect and the rest of the remnant, the 1/3, man. The rest of that 1/3, man. But it start with the elect of that 1/3 is going to be saved, man, from the said perils, man. What's perils? Let's look up the word perils. Okay. The word perils. Peril meaning serious or immediate danger. Well, that's Jacob's time of trouble again. Which is going to be what? Serious and immediate danger. That's going to be upon you. Amos, the 5th chapter, goes into it. Woe to you who desire the day of the Lord, to what end is it for you? And it describes the day of the Lord, right? It says what? As if one flee from a lion and the bear met him. Or you ran to the wall, ran to the house, lean your hand up on the wall, and the serpent bit you. So everywhere you're going to turn is going to be hell, pretty much. Is what Amos is describing, man. Because you can flee from a lion, like I'm just currently thinking right now, right? Say you was present with a fucking lion. A lion is made to devour. That's a beast that's made to devour anything in its path. But if you're able to escape a fucking lion and a bear was right there, you can't outrun the bear neither. You can't outrun a lion. You can't outrun a bear. A bear can run 35 miles per hour or 40 miles per hour. That's way faster than the so-called human being, man. Right? And then if you fucking you go in the house or make it to a home after you escape the bear, and then you lean the wall and the fucking serpent bit you, a serpent can strike very fast. You know? So if you're able to escape that danger, man, you a bad mother, shut your mouth. But that's describing, the day of the Lord, all right, or leading up to the day of the Lord, how much hell is going to be, especially for, you tribes, man. As Daniel, the 12th chapter say, it's going to be like a day. All right, matter of fact, I'll just read it. I'm about to butcher it. Because this is what's coming. This is what's here, man. All right, Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. So this day going to be so great, man, that Michael, the archangel, got to stand up, man. Which is the angel that's built straight up for war, man. It says, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. So this time of trouble going to be like none other time in history. And we've had some dark times in our history where going into, different captivities. We're in our last captivity. And this captivity was really fucking hell upon us, right? But the time of trouble we coming into is going to be way worse than anything we experienced thus far as Israelites upon this earth, man. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, the elect, everyone that shall be found written in the book, which is the elect. Now, we know that all Israel going to be saved eventually, but right now the Lord is dealing with his elect, man. Okay? Matthew 24:30, the Lord is going to crack open those clouds and gather his elect from the four winds of the earth, man. Which the elect in 1/3 going to bring back to 2/3, man. But point being, man, and this is what's coming, man. If you planning a future in America, you fucking out of your mind. A blind man can see that this place is finished. Hey, anyways, with that, man, I'm gonna end it right there, man. Lord willing, you've been edified, man, because we're getting ready to see, man, some dark times. All right, but we gotta go through this tribulation to enter into that rest. All right, that's the whole thing. So this tribulation, which that word means trouble as well. Jacob's time of trouble has to come to pass, because after that, then the rest come, which is the kingdom. So, hey, bring it on. We haste the day of the Lord, man. So fuck this place, man. All right? Hey, all praise be unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. Hey, shalom to the elect, man. Lord willing, I'll see you next video. Shalom.